Divine Spirit, Divine Light, complete creation of God. The acceptance, the ownership that each beloved as oneness is the wholeness. The completion is also within each beloved. To be the complete reflection of God. Is an acceptance that in the world of illusion has no hint of the vastness and perfection that is within. The mind of illusion cannot grasp that you are whole and complete as the creation of God, and yet all life is also that completion, and yet nothing is not here. To accept oneness is to accept the mysteries of creation. But as you accept that you are whole and complete as the light of God, as you just accept this divine truth, the Holy Spirit then can open the doorways of understanding. There is nothing to get from God. That isn't already within you. As you unlearn what has been an illusion of separation and limitation, again, the Holy Spirit can bring learning of truth. But the unlearning is essential because they cannot coexist. To gladly surrender all of the concepts that have come with you through lifetime after lifetime, firmly planted as real and used to prove separation. Just in the names that are called, that everything is given a name of separation, is the realization that I am not that. beyond any name, beyond any identification, to open to the brilliance of the complete divine creation that you are. Just to open, just to accept. And the light of God, the power of God, transforms as you accept. The beauty of remembering is that you don't have to do anything about it. Just accept. Accept that only love is real, that nothing else exists. To accept that there is no death, and that there is in no way a battle. The world sees through the lens of a battle between light and dark, right and wrong, good and bad. And lifetime after lifetime can be dedicated to that idea of a battle. And there's always evidence that wants your attention. But as you accept the light within, the divinity of your natural truth, you will see that the battles mean nothing, have no purpose except to distract. From the oneness of love. In this moment, the acceptance of love, the acceptance of peace can take you ever deeper into God's grace. Imagine that you would ask the question from within, I don't know how to find the grace. I don't know how to go deeper. I don't know what to even ask. You decide. You decide for me. Show me the way, how to navigate the way of love. I will follow. And I will affirm the confidence to follow. I will trust and follow. This prayer, it calls you to realize where your exquisite perfection comes from. There can be no pride when you accept and realize that everything is given to you, that everything comes to you in the grace of love. And when and if you believe that you have to manufacture it, it will always disappoint. The idea of manufacturing instead of allowing the creation to present it to you is why pride is so addictive. Whenever there is the belief that we have made something separate that is ours, pride just screams. But it always brings pain. Because when the pride diminishes enough and you're left with your belief of the doer, there's always a sense of separation that is a painful place because it is untrue. And love keeps waiting to lead you, to comfort you, and to bless. Open to the constant blessings of love, because everything is offered to you that is the light of God. All I am, all I am, all I am is given to me. My mother gives to me, my father gives to me. All I am set free. I can forgive, I am forgiven. My mother gives to me, my father gives to me. I'm here to receive, I'm here to be forgiven. I will receive, I am forgiven. All I am, all I am, all I am is given to me. I'm here to receive. All I am, here to be given. All I am. Imagine that you have no urge to improve the separate identity, but just bask in all that is given to you, that is the truth of your divine self. Complete and perfect, untouched and innocent. All that you are, in reality, is given. Perfectly, divinely given. as each beloved walks the journey of remembering love, in the realization that all that you are is given to you, and you can give it freely. There's nothing to have to hold on to because there's no lack within that divine creation. And in that, the heart can open and be freely given. The compassion, the kindness, charity, the abundance of love has no limitation. Let it pour through your heart as you hold the hand of every beloved, symbolically affirming there is only one. The perfection is everywhere you look, everything you touch. Beyond its form that will fall away is the divine beingness of God, waiting to be met. That is one with you. On the paths of love, we open our hearts so that we can learn to be love. On the path of the truth, every beloved is called to pay attention so that we can all remember oneness and praise the truth of love within the heart. As we all surrender to the heart of the Divine Mother, this is a moment of humility, of forgiveness, and of charity. All of us together, firming ourselves in the truth of charity and kindness. As we follow the truth, all of us united, as we sing and dance, so the divine will materialize. We all walk the path of love, living from and in our faith of the truth of oneness. Oh, my Divine Mother, you are my comfort. You hold my hand as I walk in the journey of love. And you show me the way to love and faith and health as we all come home in the oneness of love. Nos caminhos do Senhor Jesus Cristo Redentor, abriu nosso coração para podermos seu amor. Nos caminhos da verdade a que prestar atenção, para estarmos todos juntos para louvar o coração. O coração de Maria vamos todos entregar. Esta hora da humildade, do perdão e caridade. Vamos todos nos caminhos, Jesus Cristo Salvador, vivendo de nosso fé ao pés de Cristo Redentor. Ó Virgem Mãe Divina, pois sois o conforto meu. Dai amor, fé, saúde para podermos chegar. It tried to prepare me. The clear night sky tried to prepare me for what it knew would someday open. The clear night sky tried to prepare me for what it knew would someday open. It began to show me ever deeper aspects of its splendor. And then one evening just directly asked, "Will you be able to withstand your own magnificence?" I thought I was just hearing things until a spring orchard I was passing my days with at the heights of its glory burst into song about our every beloved's destiny to burn with radiance. Still, I felt my ears were playing tricks on me until the morning came when God tore apart my chest, needing more room to bloom inside. I began to roll through the streets in ecstasy. Everyone thought I was crazy. Everyone would someday know how blessed I was. You will. This is everyone's journey. This is the naiveness of expecting the blessings of God to show you. There is nothing in the Spirit of God that wants to keep anything from you of truth. It's only the preoccupation of each beloved in the world that does not allow the communion to be recognized. It began to show me ever deeper aspects of its splendor. The preparation of love is a place of deeper and deeper intimacy with the divine. We, in the world, when we're walking in the world as separate, in the belief of being separate, even though we're not, when we believe that we are separate, there is such a fear of God. That's why all the stories have been made about God being vengeful and filled with wrath and judgment, condemnation. And why the idea of heaven and hell was made as a decision that God makes. None of that is true. God is love. Only love. But it's so far removed from the identity of believing in separation that it can't be in any way understood. It has to be accepted without understanding. And that's where the fear really comes up. The fear is very purposeful. It was made in the belief of separation to be the last line of defense and the first line of defense. And it's been believed. There's no one who hasn't believed in fear. But love keeps wanting to prepare you, keeps wanting to teach you the truth of who you are. And it does so through all the sacred teachings. And then it does so in the quiet, when you're available. I thought I was just hearing things until a spring orchard I was passing my days with at the heights of its glory burst into song. There is music everywhere. There is singing everywhere. There is love everywhere. And it wants you to join in that love. It's who and what you are. It will, at some point, be recognized as so familiar. So familiar. And then the fear will diminish, and you will go more easily into that sweet communion. All masters have one purpose, which is to diffuse the fear, to reassure that love is real and that you are that love, and that there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that you have to do to make it so. It's already everything. It's just the unlearning of a separate identity, and then learning all that is the truth of love, which is just beyond comprehension. I felt my ears were playing tricks on me until the morning came when God tore apart my chest, needing more room to bloom inside. When you are past the fear, you will invite the divine to tear open your chest, to do whatever is necessary for love to be at its expanded full capacity. And every beloved will, in some way, believe that they can't expand anymore, that it's just too much. You can't be that filled with light, that filled with the heart of love. But all that's asked of every beloved is to just trust enough to be able to say more. If there's more, I'm saying yes. Yeah. Break open this chest and let it be filled with more expansion, more light. And let me make all the room necessary for God to rest as I rest within with God. It doesn't have to be a battle. keep the battles out of the journey of love. Give the battles over. Surrender the battles. And let yourself proclaim and state to God that you are willing to be without battle, to show you the way, and it will be shown. There is no limitation in the power of God. Will you be able to withstand your own magnificence? You will. But realize that there's a fear of your own magnificence. Because it's so unknown. And yet, the Divine Spirit wants to have you own your magnificence. The question is, what are you looking for? And this is a question that in the journey of love is helpful to ask pretty regularly. What am I looking for? That question can apply to almost anything in your life. That you bring that question to each situation. What am I looking for? When everything is here. Or even asking the question, what do I believe is missing? When I've been promised that everything is here. In the world, there's this belief that there's a secret that's been kept from everybody, and that others have what you don't have, that others somehow got something that you didn't get. And maybe you think if you can get it from them, then you'll have it. But there is nothing, absolutely nothing to get. It's the end of all misery to accept and to embrace and bask in just the truth that you are everything, that you have everything, and that there's nothing to get. I was extremely blessed, as everyone is, that when you are offered a teacher, as I was, as you are, one of the most beautiful aspects of having a teacher that is awake is that when I was in the presence of that beloved, it was never personal. It wasn't anything missing. But the awareness in that love was there, that the love was fully offered, and it didn't matter who happened to be standing there or not standing there. It was all given in this divine equality. It was a beacon of light that was called to bring to every relationship. That each beloved was that light and had nothing to get from them. The reflection of that light filled every heart with their own light. It wasn't getting the light from the other. It was the recognition that the light was already here and was being reflected. There's a beautiful teaching of love that is about the recognition that nothing is personal. And that you would think would be out of sync with love, that it needs to be personal. Personal is not love. Personal says there is a person here that is separate, that has a separate identity, that believes that the world or someone else has something that I don't have. This belief in scarcity runs the world. The impersonal is completely intimate. It's not without intimacy. It is complete intimacy of love. But it's so equal. It's so unified in its perfection that you don't see anymore one having more and one having less. You just see the light. You just see the beauty and the perfection and the wholeness that is there. And in that transformation, in that healing, every beloved then becomes seen as the master, because they are that light. And when you offer your love, you recognize that perfection is also within. And it's all God. It's all divine spirit. And it's what and who you are. And imagine, just for a moment, the freedom of no longer searching for anything to get, and to just keep realizing, oh, it's here. It's here. God is here. God is within. Only love exists. And I cannot be without. I cannot feel that I am complete, but I won't accept it anymore. I accept only that I cannot be without. I have been promised as the light of God, and I will accept that at some place in this journey, the acceptance of being the light of God and the being of that light will merge, and everything is remembered. And all of the unlearning is basically complete. it helps to imagine just for a moment, to allow yourself to accept that there is nothing to get, that everything is already within. You begin to see beloveds differently when there is nothing to get. And your resting becomes deeper. It's kind of like no longer having Black Friday. The phenomena of Black Friday within the world that says, on a certain day you have to go shopping and get everything and win whatever it is that you need to get. That drive to get is no longer there. And even though the getting can seem almost pleasurable at times, everyone recognizes the high of it and then the crash of it. And that's gone. And you begin to recognize peace in its enormity, the absence of fear, because the belief that there is something to get that you are without and that someone has something that you don't have is a worrisome place. It's heavy in worry. It's heavy in anxiety. How are you going to get what you believe is missing? And why haven't you found it yet out there? Because the ego's premise, the ego's rule is seek and don't find. Just seek. And love is calling you to stop seeking outside, to rest with God in the heart. And in that heart, be able to recognize the perfection of every beloved, that there's nothing missing in anyone. It doesn't matter what anybody's beliefs are. It's their pain and their suffering if they have beliefs of separation, and that's the pain. That's the fear. But it doesn't change their divinity. It doesn't change the master that is within. And there is nothing to compare. Imagine life without comparisons. It would be like being without Black Friday. How much time is spent on comparisons? Measuring levels and degrees of things. All of that, no more. Just love. Just harmony and peace. Accept the will of God in true humility, and all that you think you made will disappear. And love will take the place of self-deception. We lay aside the arrogance which proclaims that we are damaged, guilty, and afraid. And we lift our hearts in true humility, in surrender to our immaculate true selves. your immaculate true self. Be bold in your declarations, in your intimate communions. Be bold. Declare your surrendered heart. Surrender to your immaculate true self, that is God within. This is the way of love. How do you get to that place of quiet that is where peace is? It's the releasing of all ideas, all needs, and all notions. Again, you have no needs. It's all being given to you. All I am is given to me. All I am set free. That's all that's asked, is to not allow the past to keep providing pain, because it isn't God's will for you to have any pain. Pain is not the truth of love. And you can accept. I began to roll through the streets in ecstasy. Everyone thought I was crazy. It's a bold offering to let your heart be open and unrestricted. Not aggressive, not having to prove anything, but freely offering love. Let's say somebody says, I got a new car. It's the best. It's the best that they've ever made. Do you bite? Is there a reaction to that proclamation of the best car? Is there something within that says, yeah, I gotta either compete with this, or I gotta slink away because I don't have a new car? Neither is the calling. To recognize that this is just a call for love. Doesn't mean anything. If you give it meaning, it will be painful. If you give it meaning that, well, they're just boasting and I don't like boasting, and you close your heart, it's this beautiful place that was offered to you to open your heart and offer love. Or if there's something in you that does want to compete with that and prove something, let it be the moment where you recognize that that is actually painful, that there's actually pain there, and that you have this choice of love, and that you can't compete. There's nothing to compete with, nothing to prove, nothing to get. And just allow the journey of love to take you deeper and deeper into the quiet. And let your practice every day be of blessing every beloved as the light of God. And life is just peaceful because you are peace. You are. You are what you are looking for. It's just that deep acceptance. The deep acceptance of love that says, I am the light of God, and I accept it. And as I accept it, I must live it. All joy in this world comes from surrendering and doing God's will. I remember growing up with that teaching, thy will be done. And pretty much everything in me revolted against that. Everything in me wanted, I'm going to make my own decisions. And then the trueness of the teaching, thy will be done, because the will of God is love, and it is your will. You made a separate will. We all made a separate will that has to be let go, surrendered, to recognize that the will of God is your will, pure, holy, and all love, all light. Every beloved will remember, and it's just whether you want to remember sooner or later. And that's the only thing of time that has any choosing. It doesn't change the truth of who you are. It's just the peace and happiness that you're missing by waiting. It is not a sacrifice to surrender the belief in getting. It's not a sacrifice at all. It opens you to the awareness that everything's already here, that everything is yours, because there is no lack. You are the abundance of God's love. But every beloved, in the belief of separation and that place of such loneliness, believes that there is so much missing. But trust that it is all there. This healing could not have occurred by personal means. Participation, yes, but God heals. God is the divine physician that heals. And all levels are healed. And the levels disappear in that healing. Invite the healing. Invite the transformation. There is nothing in the truth of love that doesn't want to serve you. and serve your remembering. It is elated to serve you. It is the blessing that they serve you. I was in a meditation and I heard, just as in this poem, I heard this singing, and it was, the room was filled with these little tiny angels singing in this blissful tiny voices. And they were all so joyous, and they were somehow announcing without words that the divine blessing of the Christ was present. That joy is for you. That joy is reality. And all love is calling you to is to allow that reality to teach you. And allow the intimacy of that communion. Don't be afraid of it. It's all blessings. And it will become natural to you. It's just letting go of all the concepts of limitation and opening to the divine blessings of love's grace. You have so many beloved beings that want to serve you. So many. There's a never-ending supply of beloved beings that are so happy to serve you. And you can put your faith and trust in every single one of them, because every single one is the truth of God. Sometimes the truth of God comes within different forms so that you can connect more easily. And sometimes those blessed beings come in forms that you don't expect. And that's the most helpful, to not have any expectations of what it should be like, but just to keep inviting in the blessings of love that are yours, completely yours. Open to the divine intimacy. It isn't personal. And that's the beauty of it, because it's not looking for your personal credentials of what you've done in what lifetime or anything else. What you know. There's a big cheering when you know less and less, because the divine realizes you're getting closer and closer to the truth. Do you believe in what you know? If everything you think you've made and had of talents and ambitions, and even the personality self, were made in arrogance, do you believe that you can decide what's truly helpful? How do you know what's truly helpful if your ego mind is devoted to arrogance? When true humbleness dawns, you can no longer tolerate doing or speaking anything unless it is obviously coming from alignment with Spirit. It is only the Spirit's use of words and deeds which are truly helpful. Yet in order to use our words and deeds, Spirit must be given everything of ourselves. This is very humbling. Your truly helpfulness is under Spirit's control. And this is complete joy. I don't have to worry about what to say or what to do because love will direct me. And that is the journey. Love wants to direct you because love wants your remembering. As God created you, you must remain unchangeable, with transitory states by definition false. This includes all shifts in feelings, alterations in conditions of the body and the mind, in all awareness and all response, all inclusive, which sets truth apart from falsehood. You must remain unchangeable from the depth of your being, which is the truth of love. Let it be unraveled. Let your entire system just be unraveled by love. It's not painful. But the more trust that you have, the easier it becomes. Love wants to prepare you. It wants to prepare you by showing you everything that is the truth of love itself. Let it be, let it enter, invite it, and trust. Let every decision come from that beautiful place of, I don't know what's most helpful, show me the way. I'm available. I say yes. Divine light. It's all that you are. It's everything.